Welcome to the first video in the Escort series. So today I'm going to focus on this map, Watchpoint Gibraltar, and I'm going to show some strategy first, a map walkthrough, and then I'm going to show you some actual gameplay footage where I use these strategies to help my team win the game. So when I play on Assault, the first thing I do is I come out the left door, and what that allows me to do is get behind this wall and flank around to the left side unseen. And this is important because the defenders like to camp on top of this control tower up here in order to try to stop the cart. And this control tower up here is a good location when you're on defense because it allows you to hold the high ground, and the high ground is very important in this game. When you have the high ground, it makes you a lot harder to hit, and it also gives you a large overview of the map. So when I'm on assault, I come on over here, I come up these back steps, and I try to pick off the defenders that are defending the high ground up here. When you're trying to go for hooks and trying to get kills behind enemy lines, you want to try to pick off some of the high value targets, and high value targets for Roadhog are the enemy healers, any kind of defensive hero like Junkrat or Bastion. If the enemy team is running it, Bastion is extremely dangerous to your team because it completely can shut down a push. So you pick off these high ground targets up here, and that gives your team a chance to push the cart. Roadhog is not a main tank, and what I mean by that is he's not a tank with the shield or anything like that, like Zarya or Diva or Reinhardt. So his job is, for me, is to come around the side and take out enemy strong targets, so your team will have a lot easier push. So once you get some picks, your team should be able to push up along here and down, push the cart up around here, and then once the cart gets to almost near this side, you move to this side, and you do the same thing. You start trying to get some more picks, and you can also flank right here, get some picks there. Reinhardt will probably be set up right here and have a bunch of squishies behind him, so you can get picks there, and then you continue along this back side all the way up here around this side, and you can get some more picks back here, or you could even cut off the enemy team from getting reinforcement. So you may see a Lucio try to come through that doorway or this doorway to rejoin his team. You can pick them off right there. And then when I get to this side, I play up here till about this point until the car gets right about there, and then I'll continue along, try to get picks, and then you continue this high strategy all the way up until this point, until your team reaches a second checkpoint. Or if they're having too much trouble in the cart, you can also drop down and maybe use your ultimate or just try to get some more kills from the bottom. And then once you get here, it's usually not that beneficial to stand up here and try to get picks or anything, because the enemy team is going to be most likely be opposing the cart like right here. So you push them up along the ground, come around. If you have to, you can try to flank around this side too. This is another good approach. You can hide behind here, spam their Reinhardt shield. That's another thing that Roadhog is good at. He's good at breaking a Reinhardt shield from a distance with his right click. So make sure you're constantly spamming the Reinhardt shield if they have one throughout. Just right clicking it, or any other heroes that you can get a good shot on. You want to keep on spamming them with your right click and also hitting hooks. When I get to up here, I don't use this bridge up here as a good point, because right here the battle gets really hectic because the enemy respawn is right here, so they come out fairly quick. So any position that you're camping in, it's going to get compromised really easy, because once you get a kill from there, they're going to come right out and go straight towards where you're at. But so you continue, you push along with the cart, try to get some picks, use these areas, hide around the corner, hit your right click a lot, try to hook some people, and then once you get here, once your team gets near to pushing the cart or they get a wipe on the enemy team where it looks like you guys might be able to actually push all the way, you can pop your ult right here. And what that does is it allows you to keep pushing the enemy team back into their spawn. Or you could even, if the enemy team is right here, you could push them off the side of the map right here. So that's my strategy on attack. And I'm going to run back off camera so you guys don't have to watch it. Then I'm going to show you what I do on defense. Alright, welcome back. So on defense, there's two ways that you can start off as Roadhog, depending on how aggressive you want to play. You can start off right here and try to get some picks as they come around this corner. And then you can also take the more conservative, safe path. Start off right here. I guess I could say there's three ways. Start off right here, try to get a hook right here. Or you could also start off up here. And this is what I do most of the time, especially in competitive play, because people really like to focus in competitive play. They're better at coordinating. So if you're up here, you'll be a lot safer. I usually play this area. I play these stairs to make sure nobody comes up the stairs to come behind my team who's usually camping up here. And I play this whole area. I can get hooks down here on the cart. And I can also, from right here, spam their Reinhardt shield to keep it down, because the Reinhardt who shields down doesn't really feel comfortable pushing with the cart. If his shield goes down, he'll try to hide behind a wall or something until it recharges. And then you also should cover these stairs to make sure nobody comes up behind your team. If the enemy team manages to push past that spot, the cart's going to be down there. And when the cart's down there, you want to drop down and you can defend. You can try to prevent them from pushing the cart up through here. If they get past that point, you can go up top right here, and you can hit hooks behind their Reinhardt shield, which will be like right about there until they get around that corner. But up until that point, until they reach checkpoint A, you'll most likely be trying to scramble a defense, because if your team gets pushed off, it's really hard to reinforce this point because your spawn is so far back. So it gets right here. And in this area, what I like to do is I like to hide behind these boxes because they provide a lot of cover and it allows you to get hooks. You can get hooks in between these boxes, just run around, you know. Or you could also hit a hook from on top of this to cover that doorway. Maybe their Lucio will try to come through that door or through there, their healers, whatever. Anybody can take out at that point. Then you could also, another thing that you'll be doing as Roadhog is trying to deny the enemy team the high ground. Sometimes they like to come up here, like especially a McCree or if they're using Hanzo, we'll try to play on top of that platform and get some kills like that. So you can play through the spaceship, hit hooks, and then this is another good choke right here. This is another ground choke that you want to try to hold on the ground unless they're using the high ground. So you can hold this area right here with your team. And then let's move into this next area. If they manage to get past here, there's really not much high ground that you can use. So this is the best spot for defending up until this point, until this corner. So what you do is you pop in and out of this doorway, spamming, trying to hit hooks, and then once you get a small wipe, you come to this corner and you try to get hooks, people coming through the doors right here. So there's a good spot right there. And then it's kind of all downhill from here. If they manage to get up to here, you're just doing anything you can to try to get some more kills. This is another spot that you can defend from right here. And then you're more likely just be standing here in the open or running around the corner every time you die, trying to get kills and delay the clock. So that's all for my Roadhog defense strat. Right now I'm going to go into some gameplay and I'm going to commentate it. We had a pretty successful round, so I'm sure you guys will be able to learn a lot from seeing that video in practice and seeing how I actually use these strategies in the game to get wins. Thanks for watching so far up to this point.
Do you want me to go?
Alright guys, we're back, starting off on defense. So I'm in my spot that I showed you guys earlier.
Giant midget? Yes?
Round's about to start, so I don't know, I'm just like gonna be playing back and forth between the top of the stairs and on top of this platform, trying to get some hooks and trying to do some damage. Just reacting to what the enemy team is doing. One of my buddies was picked off in the side room, so it kind of started off short on this one. Should've got out of there, man.
Bro, let me know if there's a flank.
The enemy team's trying to rapidly pushing us back, so I have to react and try to keep the flankers off the right side.
Yeah, dude, I have both.
You'll see right here, I go on a pretty good tear and get a few kills.
Help! Help!
They just ran up the stairs on both sides to me and killed me.
So I got both their healers.
It's cool, I got a lot of them.
But they still managed to push
on
on the because my team was off the cart for a little bit.
Crumbling.
And right here, I should have been able to kill that Winston, but he dropped his bubble just in time before I hooked him.
No.
So even though I died, my team was able to actually hold for a little bit here. So the enemy team's actually like managing
76
to push
went
up a little
upstairs.
bit, but we hold them for a little bit. I hear the soldier 76 running around the back, so I reacted and tried to go cut him off before he could get behind my team. And my team managed to get wiped again, so I'm all by myself here, so I'm like trying to get the hell out of Dodge. I should have just jumped off this rail right here and got away, but I ran down the stairs like a idiot because I was panicking. I'm like, oh no, they're gonna get me. And they wound up getting my ass.
My computer betrays me.
So this is the part where we actually start to try to mount some kind of comeback and some kind of confident defense.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go A because
Myself and Ryan here, we actually start trying to hold them a little bit.
They're really out of position.
Winston's a really easy kill for Roadhog, so if ever you see a Winston pull him in and just headshot him a couple times, then he'll be done. He's really easy to hook. I use my ult there to try to push him back a little bit to give my team some space so some people can respawn and we can get back on the card. Managed to get a hook on that tree. And I'm defending low right now because it's like chaos. You see that McCree trying to go up high. If he would have managed to get up high, I would have to go up there and kill him so he couldn't just like rain down shots on my team. But the enemy team's attacking low, so I'm defending low in this situation. So that's the thing you should notice right now. And unfortunately, I was trying to heal and I got caught by a man. But we're able to come back, so you'll see how we mount this defense. I get a lucky hook on that Lucio. And disregard that, my friend thought there McCree was suspect, but he actually wasn't. I would have noticed like right away. I don't think that McCree was bullshit. He actually was pretty decent.
Like the majority of the death and damage of this fucking team.
And we're all just focusing on this Winston. Actually managed to get Winston in alt form pretty easy. I don't know how he got killed so easy when I hooked him in, but he got somebody else. And I used my ult there to just like because I had it and they were starting to push up too much. It was uncomfortable, so pushed them all the way back. I think that Yankee Hi-Fi guy is bullshit. He always hits all the
Yeah,
hooks.
he's totally fucking bullshit. I don't know, this,
Dude, it says Yankee Hi-Fi doesn't fucking miss.
Yeah.
You hacking.
this McCree, I'm playing Tracer now.
So we got a little leeway. Now I can play the game that I want to play, actually. So I start to play off these boxes a little bit. We wrecked that right there. He charged too much. He overextended past his thing, so he got punished for it. That's one thing that's really easy to do with a Reinhardt is to push too far in. You gotta know how to balance between like defending and pushing whenever you have to. Okay, so I'm playing in between these boxes. I'm waiting. I want to get the Lucio, but you'll see what happens. The Winston presents himself, and he was looking at me, so I just got the hook and got the kill on that one. Those boxes are really awesome. No, got caught by another one, but he was far away. He was going after my too, so I got the hook there and killed him. Right click is so good. And that hook right there, though.
That was a fucking really good.
I was stoked off that one, act like a retard.
Yeah.
That's what Roadhog is so valuable for his team, because he can take a Reaper out of all, take a Pharah out of all. He's just awesome. He's like all around like defense and offense there for me. And you see I was playing on the box. I got the Lucio there. And this guy should have really just switched off of Winston, because he wasn't getting anything done to Winston. Like, as a Winston, like, if there's a good Roadhog on the other team, just give up. Don't play that. Play like a diva or something. Or even Zarya would have helped his team a lot more than he was. He just kept throwing himself at us and getting killed. So right now, in between the rounds, I like prepared a little talk. I'm going to talk about the current meta and how I feel Roadhog is underrepresented in the Escort and two push type maps like Hanamura and stuff like that, in the hybrid maps. The current meta, like in competitive play, is usually the tanks will be like a combination of Reinhardt, Zarya, or Zarya and Diva, or Reinhardt and Diva. Most of the time it includes Reinhardt. People don't think that Roadhog actually has a place in the current. Alright, they're up top, and I think I'll try to flank them and get some kills. So I think Roadhog actually has a good place in it, because he's self-sustainable. He's not a main tank like pushing on a cart type tank, but he's like a power flanker. And I think he also is a good counter DPS, because like I said earlier, he can hook Pharahs out of all. He can also hook a Tracer, like if a Tracer gets behind your line, starts pushing up against your healers. A Roadhog can like yank her. Like it's really hard to hit a Tracer as any other type of character, but a Roadhog can just like hit a hook on her if he's that good, or even a Reaper is trying to do an ultimate. You saw earlier that I was able to hit him.
Just right on the cart.
So I think Roadhog actually really does belong in the meta for this. That's why I think like the meta, like you don't have to get caught up on what pros are playing or anything like that. Just play what's comfortable for you to play. Play what you're good at. And if you're good at playing something and you can contribute the most to your team with that character, actually play it. So what you saw earlier, it's just like I'm kind of missing gameplay, going off on my tangent, but I pushed along the top, as you saw, like I showed you guys earlier, like I like to do, and it actually worked out pretty well. We were actually able to just like keep the enemy team like on their back foot. I pushed them off of the high point that I was camping earlier, Roadhog on defense, so we actually were able to like blast right through there on them. And you saw earlier, most of my team actually went on top too to help me out, pushing them out there. This is a really, really quick attack. Like the other team couldn't do it. And you'll see we had a May out there. they're all frozen. I was waiting for that Zenyatta orb to get done with, so to get
Mercy
that
though.
kill. GG guys. That's all it was. I mean,
Nice.
that was a huge rapid push. That was really
Man, I want to play
well
another one after that.
coordinated. You saw how we played the top game well.
Yeah.
Took control of the top, and then allowed us to push the cart like
We had to do some
really easy peasy. So I'm glad you guys watched this all the way to the end. I really thank you for it, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So this is Yankee Hi-Fi signing off, and stay tuned to the channel, please.
Oh my god.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And right here you'll see this all again. I think it was awesome. She caught all of them.
I was like, yeah, that's my kill.
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Wait, I'm gonna eat upstairs.
Yeah, I know, man. That carry, though. I got 65% hooks.